Hello, greetings. Let me see YouTube. Hopefully you can see me and you can hear me. I think so. Test one, test two. Yes, you can. I'm over here on the clock app as well. Let me know if y'all can hear me and see me, clock app. Let me fix this. Wait a minute. Holiness is right. Oh, I thought I had top on. Can y'all see me and hear me? Hopefully you can. Cynthia Baby 7. Lord, haven't been on here in a long time. You can see me and hear me. Greetings. Hey, Miss Vaughn. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, Tracy. Hello. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Happy whatever day this is, y'all. Uh, what's today? Tuesday? Ooh, goodness. I hope everybody is doing well. Let me tell you something. I didn't really want nothing. I just have not been on here um, in a month of, what they say, in a month of Sundays. And so I'm on here now. Yeah, yeah. Happy to see you as well. I, you know, when you commit to forever being a student, you learn something more about life, about yourself. Seem like every day, as soon as you think you got something, or you think you know how something goes, or how something is going to be, life shows you something different. And it is something that is annoying, um, but also something that is a part of the process. And I think we have to understand that we're always going to be in a process. You're always going to be developing and evolving and understand it better by and by and by. And so I've been understanding life better by and by. I have been directing a show. I've been directing Dream Girls here in San Antonio. And I'm also in Dream Girls. So, dear God, that has taught me a lot about release of control. That has taught me a lot about capacity. It's taught me a lot about what I am able to do, as opposed to what I should do. Um, and also revealing to me how, you know, I make a lot of things more difficult to myself, on myself, excuse me, because I haven't been trusting the process. And you got to. You got to just trust the process. Um, yeah. I am in the show, there's a point where we are in what we call Tech Week, to where I can't be directing. I got to be focused on the character because I'm actually performing this. Okay? So, and that's something that I've not experienced before. I'm used to being able to see something that I have created to the end. But can I tell you some information and elevation that that process has brought me? Hear me and hear me well. There is gonna come a time in your life where you cannot see. You can't see what's going on. You can't see yourself. There's gonna come a time in your life, multiple times, where you will be blind, for lack of better words. And you are going to have to rely on the sight, the vision, the clarity, the understanding of those in your circle that you have cultivated. The question becomes, have you cultivated a circle to see for you? Have you cultivated relationships, friendships, partnerships, or whatever other ships with people that can see for you? The good and the not so good. Hi, would you consider yourself to be a warlock? No. Mm-mm. That language is hilarious to me. It's only hilarious because I've heard that utilized. Maybe I am by definition, but I've heard that language utilized in a space of condemnation in the church. So no, and also I just don't call myself that. Um, but I'm gonna come back to that. Let me say this again. Ha- have you cultivated people in your circle that could tap you on the shoulder and say, um, so and so, do you, you know that's not right, or I'm looking at this and this is not lining up, or you are not showing up the way that you should, or this is not, I know you think this is right or this person is right, but let me tell you what I see. Or someone that can, rather, someone that could say, hey, I think Darcel, this is a great opportunity for you. Or I think this is on point. I think you need to keep doing this. You need to keep doing that. Um, so forth and so on. You know what I'm saying? Um, you got to cultivate people to see for you, because there's going to come times where you don't always see. A warlock is a man who practices witchcraft. No, I don't practice witchcraft. I'm a practitioner of hoodoo. I'm a practitioner of African American spirituality. I'm a practitioner of of West African spirituality. And that's what I call it. I don't know nothing about none of the other things. Okay. um, but yes, so you gotta cultivate people that can see for you. You know, um, because you're not always gonna be able to see. Um, so I'm grateful to have cultivated people to see for me, and we're not just talking about in a supernatural sense. You know what I'm saying? But to really be able to see and witness some things, I think that is more than a blessing. Um, yes. And another thing I will say is, this what life has put on my chest. Can I share this with y'all? I am willing. Here's an affirmation. I need y'all to keep this on you. I am willing to let life take care of me. I am willing to let life take care of me. And we don't recognize when life is doing that. The opportunity that comes up is life taking care of you. The friend who just so happened to call you at the right time is life taking care of you. People giving you a break, people wanting to love on you, people wanting to help you, elevate you, whatever. That's life taking care of you. We can be so caught up in trying to take care of life that we don't allow for life to take care of us. I am willing to let life take care of me. Let me put that down. I've had that in my mind, but I didn't write it down. Let me put that down. I'm willing to let life take care of me. Hi, Nine the Queen. Yes. I'm willing to let life. And this is a part of releasing, right? We must learn to release. You know, there's a lot going on in the world. And yeah, let me tell you something. It's always going to be a lot going on in the world. Okay? That's it. We always going to be in jeopardy. We always going to have this, that, and the yes. But there's a difference between high and melodic. There's a difference between quantity of life and quality of life. We don't know the quantity. Child, we wake up tomorrow and everything is blown up. And we be like, well, that was great. And we're off to a whole nother plane of existence and life and living. Okay? But the quality of life says, I must allow life to take care of me. Yes, Delicious. You can book me if you go to the link in my bio. I have like all my offerings and things on there. And y'all don't get to tussling, please. All is well. All is well. All is well, please. I'm willing to release. We sometimes have to release a posture of bracing, right? Release. The jaw be so clenched. I went and got a massage. The man was working on my body like, he said, you so tight, this almost feel like rigor mortis. I said, now, rigor mortis is crazy. Now, you didn't have to say rigor mortis. Ha! Ha ha! Just stiff. Okay? Stiff, stuck, hard. But it was because I had been committed to a posture of bracing and constantly calculating. Had to release it. Had to release that because let me explain this. Joy is also resistance. Let me tell you something. 4th of July, last year, what was the 4th of July? They was like, oh, y'all celebrating 4th of July this. Let me tell you something. For black people, 4th of July ain't never been about the goddamn country. Excuse me. 4th of July celebration has been an opportunity for us to take off of work, get together, have a barbecue, and commune We ain't never interested in waving no goddamn American flags around talking about we love this country. We offer work. And we're going to take the time to enjoy ourselves, fire up this barbecue pit, play cards, have a drink, and enjoy ourselves, because joy is also resistance. Joy is a protest. Y'all not finna have me crying, angry, hitting the wall every day. I'm just not doing that. Rest is also resistance. And the world is already tumultuous. Hell, the world is on fire. So you need to take every chance, every opportunity you can to get you a piece of joy. That's it. That's it. As for me, okay? As for me. So I'm willing to let life take care of me. I'm willing to soften my grip on the outcomes. I can control it. We be going up against the wall, hitting ourselves upside the head, trying to control things that you can't control. I had such a healing take place. This was January 4th of this year. I realized that I was holding myself responsible for a ridiculous event. I'll give you the shortened experience. When I was 16 years old, a relative and a relative of mine, I and that relative's boyfriend was on the way to my family reunion. Okay, I was 16. The relative is a woman. The boyfriend, of course, is a boy, a man. They like 30 something. I'm 16. Okay? And on the way, the relative and the boyfriend start arguing. And the boyfriend threatened my relative. And I sat there. And I looked. Never escalated to a physical violence. But I made it up in my mind from that point forward, as the years went by of that relative and that relationship being tumultuous and just horrendous, that because I didn't say something then, because I didn't jump up and hit him or fight him then, it was both a commentary on my manhood and that I was responsible for the outcome of that relationship. So I developed a narrative and a consciousness that I needed to avenge that relative. And I held on to that for 12 years. I then overgave, overcommitted, overextended things to that relative because I thought I was making it up to her. What that also birthed in me was a fierce tongue, a weapon in my mouth. And everybody that I was cussing out from then on, baby, it wasn't even about them. It was about that one man I didn't cuss out back then. Now, mind you, I want you to think about this. I made that story up. I was 16. Would my parents have wanted me to jump up and start a fist fight in the middle of nowhere with a 30-plus-year-old man? Does that even make sense? No. No. Not at all. Also, I don't know, many people know this. I'm a trained martial artist. And one of the things that we are taught, and it's ingrained in us, hey y'all, peace everybody on YouTube comments, is to respond and not react. It is not to throw the first blow. It was, in fact, my training to sit and watch and observe. That was my training. And if there was an escalation, I knew what to do. But trauma and your own mind will make you believe against the reality. So I had created the storyline that I was responsible for her and for the outcome of that relationship, when the reality is they would have been together whether I said something or not, whether that event happened or not. But these are the things that we do. We take responsibility for things that are not our responsibility. And we must go down and take a look at that thing and course correct that. I made up all types of storylines. This says something about my manhood. First of all, I wasn't a man. I was a boy. And I was willing to consciously rob myself of my Okay, sorry YouTube, my laptop died. Anyways, so yes, I was telling TikTok, y'all, that even though we're in a one universal year, I'm in a non-personal year. So I've been having a lot of lessons on release and yeah, just carrying things that just ain't mine to carry. The Honorable Bishop Erica Badu said, "Bag lady, you gon' hurt your back, dragging all them bags like that. Okay, you gotta loose them bags." So, what are some lessons and stuff y'all been learning? What has life been dishing to you? Let's talk, child. What has life been bringing up to you in this season? Hi, Manny. Peace. Child, I done came up from the grave, child. I've been deep into the theater world. And not being so negative. Gotcha. Oh, Manny said Saturn return things. Dear God. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Protecting your peace. Yes. Protecting your peace. Mm-hmm. Definitely that. And sometimes you need to protect your peace. The motherfucker you need to protect your peace from is you. You be the problem. And you know, I've always said this, but spirituality or spiritual practices, cleanses, head washings, things of that nature, spiritual baths, candles, that clear energy work, of course. However, it's like this. If you got a rotten egg in your room, in a room, and you come in with Glade and Lysol spray and everything, you may alleviate the stench. But until you get the rotten egg out, the smell is going to keep coming back. Okay? So sometimes we shaking rocks, blowing smoke, cleansing ourselves, but we are the generator of the problem. You're cleansing the energy, the output of the negativity, if you will, anti-energy, stagnant, whatever you want to call it. But you're not addressing the generator. And it be your mind. It be a thought that you got to interrupt. That is running free. Manny says, how was your Saturn return? You know, I am coming upon that. I'm in the midst of it, if you will. I think what it happens like 29-ish. Sometimes you get the symptoms 27 to 30. So I'm in the midst of it. So it'll be your mind. It's things that you got to create. I'm course correct, excuse me. I could tell you all day long, you're beautiful, you're wonderful, this. However, if you are maintaining a thought that is saying the opposite, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. The only relationship you're ever having is the one with yourself. You are the one that got to change your mind about it. There's not enough validation in the world externally. How can I explain that? Let me tell you this. I understand you're a mid-30. You're so cool. Thank you. Yeah, baby, listen, I was born in 97, sweetie. I'm 28. Okay. Hello. Gotta get it right, y'all. Mm. For example, another thing that I learned, you, there is nothing you can do to get someone to see you differently than how they choose to see you. There is nothing, hear me good, that you can do to get someone to see you differently than how they choose to. Give it up. Give it up. Ain't enough money you can give them. Ain't enough love you can give them. Ain't enough help you could give them. Ain't enough backpacks you can give them. Ain't enough rocks and smoke blowing and candle burning you can do. If someone chooses to see you a certain way, there is no appeasement for that. Now, we're not in the hoodoo streets. I'm not talking about you being able to put somebody in a sugar jar or do some sweetening work. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about quit trying to make appeasements to folks that don't want to be appeased. If they want to see you as the enemy, they're going to see you as that. Give up the ghost, baby. Let's talk like this. There are people in my life that love me down. Okay? You could call them and say, y'all, Darcel threw a baby off a bridge. You could show them the video of me throwing the baby off the bridge. They're going to say, and he probably knew there was an evil spirit in the baby, and the baby... There's nothing you can do. And he had a vision that the baby's going to grow up and become another Hitler. Okay. That's just it. I could name at least 5 people in my life right now that they don't care. They don't care. Okay. Just how, in the same breath, there's some people that are convinced that I am a terrible person, that I don't like them, that I'm trying to stop them. I'm in the theater space. There's people that I didn't cast for certain roles. Because the gag is, am I going to say this? Yeah. The gag is, they have a different understanding of their capability than what is reality. They want to be Effie White, but they can't sing Effie White. But they have interpreted that to me. I don't like them. I never like them. I'm always blocking them. I'm always stopping them, and this, that, and the third. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much I have fought for their pay. It doesn't matter how much I have cast them in all of the things that I've done. It doesn't matter how much I've supported them. It doesn't matter, because people are going to think what they want to think and believe. That's it. Everybody ain't your audience. Everybody ain't your motherfucking friend. Excuse me. That's just it. Here's what you do. Let them. I want you to believe the worst about me because you already do. Absolutely. Just believe the worst, baby, because you already do believe the worst about me. Just do it. Go ahead. Okay? Believe the worst about me. You already do. So, what is it? That's also why I don't, when I first came into the social media streets, baby, I was on top of Christianity's head. I was on them. And then I said, mm-mm, mm-mm. Because, ooh, y'all, I'm rambling now, but this is the evolution. Can we just talk freely? Is that all right? Can we just flow? A lot of people met me because I was having a lot of content discussion, teaching a lot on deconstructing before that was even the popularized language of deconstructing. And what I came to realize is there is not a spiritual hell for you to go into either. There ain't a Christian hell, and there ain't a spiritual hell. So if you want to believe whatever version of belief you want to believe, that's your business. And if you believe that that is working for you, then you should believe that. And that's your business. Who am I to interrupt what you're choosing to believe? That's your business. And I found myself windmilling all the time. And I'm like, I'm going to stop this. I'm going to stop this because this is no longer productive from my perspective. And then I also feel like there's a group of there's a consciousness out there that is just like you have become what those who were Christian and accusatory, you become the spiritual version of that. So you are basically a staunch Christian with a hair wrap on and crystals. Because everybody posts something and here you go. You got to go and say this is a lie, this is this. People need to believe whatever they need to believe. And that is on all fronts. It's not what I believe. But I don't even too much go back and forth with people on scripture and things like that. Because I'm not a Christian. That's not my practice. You're wanting to argue with me about Leviticus, and that is not a text that governs my life. You need to argue with people who are in that with you. That's just not what governs my life. And I'm also not going to even argue about that. And I know some of y'all remember, I would make a video. I say, hey, everybody, have a good day. People come and call me sissy, punk, FAGs, girl. I'm going to hell. You going to burn up and this. I'm just like, I didn't even, I just said all is well. And now I'm all this. Yeah. So there's a lot of evolution that has happened. Just in the way that I choose, the things that I choose to talk about. One of the guiding principles that I have now is this helpful? If this is not helpful, it is harmful. I told my actors that too. Is the conversation, the complaint, whatever it is, the way you're going about this, is this helpful or is this harmful? Okay? And if it's harmful, oh, come on, widescreen. Yeah, I'm going to do this widescreen now on YouTube. If it's harmful, then what's we doing? We become a part of the problem. So, it's been a lot. It's been a lot going on, y'all. Now, I am still me. So I will still discuss. And if someone asks a question, I will definitely respond and clarify. But the energy of disagreement or the energy of quarreling or going back and forth and having to... The truth doesn't need to be defended. The truth is true whether you believe it or not. When it comes to belief systems, I don't need to convince you to support me in my belief. And I think that is something that we also fall into when you deconstruct. It is an awkwardness to be the only one in your immediate circle doing the work. And so you feel the need to have to convince those around you. Give up the ghost, baby. The trailblazer is always the first one to be disbelieved and unsupported. But I will tell you this from experience. First, they judge you. Then they nudge you. First, they're going to go, ooh, Lord, I can't believe that. You see it, Lord, doing this. Oh, this readings. Oh, Lord, all them candles. And then here they come. You know, I had a dream. No, why you come to talk to me about your dream? I thought I was the devil and this and, oh, you don't do that. And with the woo-woo. You're specifically with the woo-woo, baby. Ha! First they judge you, then they nudge you. That's just a part of it. Congratulations. It's the journey. Mm-hmm. It's the journey. It's the journey. Yeah. Ask me some questions, y'all. Let's give me something to talk about. Mm-hmm. That also brings me to my next point. One of the greatest lies that we're told is that there is something you can do that has or will separate you from spirit. Do you know what spider monkey protection oil is for? Spider monkey protection? I've never heard of that. I don't know what that's for. Well, I mean, I can assume protection, but I've never heard of that. Where you see that at, or utilizing that? And in my frame of hoodoo, I've never heard of that, or that's not a part of my practice. So I don't know if that's something else. What was I saying? Yeah, the greatest lie told is that we can be separated, or you can't. What is all encompassing cannot have an opposite. It's either all or it's not all. And the spirit is all. You're never separated. I was having a little bit of that doing theater because I was like, oh my God, I'm doing the show. I feel like I haven't been doing my spirituality. I've been making videos. I've been talking to my people. I've been going live and this, that, and the third. Baby. No. Somebody, don't do no mentorships no more. Let me say I'll do them right now. Yeah. Not right now. Both from capacity, both from experiences, and I would need to figure out how to restructure that. Can you advise on experiencing grief and identity shedding while also experiencing grief of loved ones? It is a tough time when you have been living, expressing a certain way, and that is no longer accurate to the truth of your spirit soul now. It's a difficult thing. What I will say is, grief is an effect of evolution. The identity shedding is a part of evolution. And what helps me to think or get through that is understanding that the shedding is pulling me closer to the truest version of myself. That helps me. There's a truer version of myself that life, source, spirit is allowing me to be and get to. And even in my spiritual practice, there's things that I used to do, that I used to practice, used to believe, used to operate in, that I no longer operate in. And that I just don't do no more. And I was like, man, I was really on it. Ha! Hey, everybody. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Gloria. I was like, oh, I was on it. But that was that version for that time. Who are you now? How has your practice evolved now? And ask yourself this question. How much of your identity before was performative? And how much of your identity before was what you thought you were supposed to do? Or who you thought you had to be? And so I handle the grief by reminding myself that this is necessary for me to be the most accurate, clearest, connected version of myself. Hopefully this ain't too mystical, but that's really how it's helped me. Where I'll be like, oh my God. But then I'll say, oh, that's okay because I'm clearer now. And I can't be disconnected. I just think that I am, but I can't be disconnected from spirit. I can be out of the practice of communication, of communing, of work, but I cannot be disconnected. Now, the grief of loved ones, are you talking about loved ones having transition, or through your shedding of identities, loved ones have sort of turned away? That made me think of something else. Well, it's a lot, y'all, I've been coming to understand. Excuse me. Oh, having transition physically. The beauty of that is our practice knows better than previous practices. Our current understanding of ancestors knows better than our previous understanding of once they die, you gotta wait till you dead, till you get over yonder to see. You know what I'm saying? To see them and see them again, or they sleep, whatever the previous belief is. But this, I think, ancestral veneration is a practice of truth because there is only transition. There is, there's only transition. There's not a thing of being dead. It's only transition. And through our practice of ancestral veneration, we can celebrate the transition. We can celebrate the journey. We can celebrate the elevation or the soul's evolution. So it functions in that capacity, but also as an agent of grieving. Because you're going to cry, you're going to shed the tears, because the body is in the physical, the brain, the mind is in the physical. And so ancestral veneration helps us to be reminded, to be literally reminded that our folks ain't dead. That this is a process. And so we leave the things out. We understand their signs. We speak to them. They speak to us. So that helps us navigate it. You said, but now that you mentioned it, I'm experiencing that lost his will and become less performative? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it's less performative. And that is when we start to shift the prayers and shift the desires to want to call in authenticity. I want authentic experience. Yes, Jay, what's your question, boo? I want authentic experiences. I want authentic relationships. I don't want. Here's another thing. When you have met freedom, when you have accepted a energy, a consciousness of freedom, life is going to remove and distance you from those that will trap, bind, and prevent your expansion. This is where the numbers come into play, because your ancestral current number. Let me tell you something. I have a friend whose ancestral current number is 7. 7 is the number of the sabbatical. 7 is the number of silence. 7 is the number of the mystic. 7 is the number of the one that is observant, that is the analyst. 7 tends to be a hermit or a loner energy, right? So they have an ancestry of mystics, of seers, of also those who kept quiet, who were silenced, right? Or who were separated, who were the black sheep, that type of thing. And we discovered that every time there was a prayer to the ancestors about somebody in their life that was bothering them, causing an issue, they would move far away. There would be a loss of communication. Suddenly, they'd relocate thousands of miles away. Couldn't be close, couldn't be near. Okay? So the way them ancestors be working, what does it mean when you're having dreams about the person you with and y'all are fighting? Well, from a psychological standpoint, it can infer that there are unaddressed issues that you have with the person that you need to have. You need to have conversations about because it's bothering you. Um, and so I would check there first. See, like, is there something that I need to talk to my partner about that I just haven't, or is there a resentment that I'm building because I've allowed certain things to go on for so long unaddressed, and I'm basically feeling like I'm playing myself or being played in the process because I'm not addressing, communicating, so forth and so on, right? Oh, it's been a constant thing over the years. Really? Well, what's the state of y'all's relationship? Are y'all in a good space? Or have y'all also been windmilling over the years? Because it more than likely indicates that there's some emotion or truths that are being suppressed. That resentment, that unspoken resentment, right? That maybe even a fear of not being heard, or you're not or you don't feel like you're being heard. Period. Already. Now, in the dream, though, do you win the fight? Like, are y'all fist fighting? Do you lose the fight? Or y'all are just arguing? Or what's... We need some more information. And is it over the same thing? So the problem, do you believe that the problems that y'all have in the physical, have they ever been resolved? Because it more than likely is your spirit telling you, your spirit and your brain telling you, um, about these. It's unresolved. That's what it is. And why y'all not resolving it? Why y'all stay? Why we got the same problems? Because that's what it is. It's unresolved issues. Mm-hmm. And y'all got to resolve it. And so your spirit and your mind is like, baby, this is a problem. We just keep putting it in the background. It just playing in the background. You got problematic tabs open. Mm-hmm. Greetings. Any advice for dream premonitions? Are you saying like in order to do what? So what's crazy is, Jay, I just picked up one of my cards, and it's the Knight of Cups in reverse. Knight of Cups in reverse is essentially talking about a moodiness and like a lack of emotional support. And so you said it's like I feel my feelings don't matter, but I always have to be patient to understand them. Uh-huh. Yeah. It's resentment. That's what it is. You have resentment because resentment is birthed from there being an unequal exchange of energy. Because you keep, that's the Nine of Cups in reverse, disappointment. You keep giving and understanding and this and that and that and this, and it's not being met. You got to be the one to understand and be mature and this, that, and the other person don't have to do that. So you have unmet needs. And it's causing you to toss and turn. Uh oh. Can you see me now, Jay? Or TikTok. Can y'all see me now? I'm also live on YouTube if the clock app keep messing up. Oh Lord, I don't know what to do. If it's messing up, go over to YouTube underneath my darcellandre. So I'm live there. Yeah, but it's resentment. You got resentment. Okay, thank you, Trey. You got resentment. I did this. You're not doing this, and then you start to tally. You just heard the Nine of Cups reverse that said, "Oh, well." What I was saying was, I just sat up here and I just grabbed one of my cards. It was the Knight of Cups in reverse, which speaks to like moodiness, disappointment, an imbalance as it pertains to emotional wellness. And so, you saying that was such the reason you feel like you have been the one. You got to understand them and feel them, but they ain't got to understand you. Or you always are the one that's giving and listening and being the mature one and this, that, and the third, which I was saying has birthed an energy of, not an energy, but also the feeling, the resentment. And so you have a resentment towards your partner because they have repeatedly disappointed you and you have needs that are unmet. Um, and you are not being reciprocated. You are over giving, overextending, and over excusing. And that is not something you feel is also happening for you. And so your dreams are a reflection of that. When's your partner's birthday and when's your birthday? You October 7th. Hmm. 1-7. Oh yeah, so you're a number 7 soul nature. So you gonna analyze that thing. You gonna hold it. I know there's stuff you need to say that you don't say, or you don't express, or your default is to hold and withdraw. But then that 7, you keep looping and repeating and analyzing it over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. His was yesterday. Oh Lord. 216. He's a 7 too. That's what's wrong with y'all. Both of y'all's is number 7. Both of y'all got stuff to say that y'all don't say and express. Both of y'all got two different ways of process. Excuse me. Two different thought processes going on that y'all not telling each other about. So it is a communication issue and a lack of feeling safe to clearly express. 7, be a secret keeper. And will hold on. Yeah. And then will choose to emotionally ghost their partner because they feel that they have to deal with their problems alone or to themselves. He has that too. birth gate, so he tends to be more emotional in the sense of projecting his feelings out onto you. You have the number one in your birth gate, which means you tend to be the one trying to resolve, course correct, but he don't be wanting to do that. He wanted to be soothed. Soothe me. I'm upset. You must soothe me. And that's because his 2 is out of balance. And which means that 2, which is the number of partnership, his 2, because it's in balance, it's just wanting from you but not wanting to give to you. And he got to clean that up. But you got to make sure that you are communicating clearly as well, and are saying how you feel. I know, come on, Hermit card came right out. Because I know this, okay? Can't isolate, can't hold it in, can't withdraw. Can't choose the route or distance. I know you do, Jay. Can't choose that. The Hermit is y'all's hindrance. Heal the Hermit. Roboboshiti. When I'm overreacting. It's a projection. It's a projection from him because he got to mature that too. Because 2s are very sensitive. If you are born in February, if you're born in February, could be 2 if you're born in November. If you are born on the 2nd, on the 20th, 2s are very sensitive. You got a 2 in there, you emotional. Emotionally sensitive. And your partnerships tend to play a great deal in your in your life. The 14th, oh, Dion, that means you crazy. You're born, so your set count is 11-14. Nah, you're not crazy. We just got to watch you. Because that mass number 11, that means your mind be all over the place. You get overwhelmed, overstimulated, and you run the risk of short-circuiting. So you really got to make sure you ground yourself, because we don't need you to have no more mental breakdowns. Please. And you got that number 5 in your soul nature, which means that you are restless, and you about movement and adaptability, and you be impulsive. So we need you to be good and grounded, please. Please. Tiresome, it's like I can't deal with my own stuff or hear myself or spirit. Yeah, Jay, that's the problem. That's a problem. And I always don't, I don't advise ending stuff just to be like, I can't take this. Though what I will say is that, you said, let me see, let me see this. October 7th. Yeah, well, you're in a 9 year anyway. 9 is the number of endings. You're in a non-personal year. So you're not going to be able to get out of this year dealing with the same foolishness from him. That 9 is going to bring a close. So if this relationship is going to evolve, then it can't stay. But if it's going to stay the foolishness, that 9 going to be like, girl, we're going to break out some chaos because this ain't right. And that's just what the spirit does. Chaos tends to break out when there is a structure that is no longer working. You know, Dion. I'm sorry, I keep saying Dion. Dean. Excuse me. You said 11. Let me see. 11. 14. Okay, well, I didn't do that right. Hey, oh, you in the 8th year. So this gonna be a great year for your business. It's a great year for contracts, for power moves for you to make, to reassess your funds. Make sure your money, all your money is gonna come, Dean, through the effort and the work that you put in. Mm-hmm. You're gonna be dealing with a lot of different um, people of a power and authority and things, and so just make sure that you make sure all the paperwork is right. You get the review, the legal reviews, all the stuff you need to do. Because yeah, that year centers business and also responsibility, where you're going to get clear about what you are responsible for and what you're not. Hmm. Because this is gonna set you up, Dean, for next year, which will be a 9, where you will be completing, closing some things, and preparing to transition for a new start that's gonna be taking place in 2028. Mm-hmm. Oba Shaddai, Roboboshiti. Yes, 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 yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. So do all your good old manifestations. Mm-hmm. Yep. And this year is gonna be very powerful for everyone, because it's a 1 year. That one is the number of the trailblazer of new starts. One is the number of the individual. One is the number of the I am, which is a master manifester. But particularly if you are born in January, if you are born in October, if you are born on the 1st or the 10th, or the 28th. Mm-hmm. That one is going to be strong. The universe is in alignment with you. Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. And the one is going to show you what you're made of. Yes, it will. Mm-hmm. Holy. No problem. Anytime, Jay. And also, I'm going to say this. Most times we know what we need to do. But also, most times we don't want to do it. Because I definitely feel like I'm losing my connection. But I'm trying to stay strong. Yeah, we be knowing what we need to do. But we just don't want to do it. Okay? That's just real, right? And we must say, it goes back to that goddamn go responsibility ass thing. What is the reason? What is the reason? What is it? What have I made up in my mind about this relationship that is making me make the decisions that I'm making? What have I made up? Because that's all that it is. Because you can love the person, and because you have been doing life with the person for some time, and you're used to that, you know, and familiar things are hard. When they're familiar, like the devil I know is better than the one I don't know. You know, we tell ourselves all that type of silly stuff. I am well. Thank you, Lainey. It's comfortable. Come on, just name it. That's good. It's comfortable. There's a comfortability in knowing what to expect, even if the expectation is that you're gonna give me some bullshit. And I will say that to not know and not do is one thing. To know and not do, that's another thing. And life will hit a big red button when you know and don't do. So it's best to say, you know what? It's great. Let's end as friends. You know what's going on. I know what's going on. It's just not working out, baby. And before we have to blow up on each other and fall out, let's make a decision collectively. And let's do the right thing. You know? Because I know. I already know. We be loony. For real. That's come on, reference. Come on, yeah. Loony. Just tired of hearing if I leave, I'm taking my protection and make me feel like I'm not protected without him. Who said that? If you leave, you taking your and feel like I'm not protected without him. Who said that? What they said? Who said that? He tells me that. Jay, let me tell you this. He is a manipulator. That is crazy as hell. That is crazy as hell. Excuse me? And is he talking about spiritual protection? Or is he a part of the blood gang, honey, and they keep you protected on the streets, girl? Like, what is he talking about? Spiritual protection? Child, please. Yeah. It's a lie. It's a scheme that Todd set up. He's a manipulator. That's untrue. You have your own Ori, your own spirit team, your own path, your own trajectory. He is not the thing that is keeping you covered in these spiritual streets. You are the thing. He's a manipulator. And I understand. And you should cry because that's your spirit releasing. That got we got to let that go. You got to release that. Because I should not have to scare you to keep you. That's manipulator. And I said he's lying. Me. I said he's lying. Please. I can't stand that. I can't stand that. Cause we could clear all this up right now. And but it don't even need to be cleared up. I don't have to read on whether or not you breaking up with him will lose your spiritual protection. In fact, probably you being with him is fucking up your spiritual protection. Excuse me. Because where's the protection at when I'm sitting here I'm fighting every night in my dreams. You. No. He is the thing that you need to protect your spirit from. How about that? Please. I can't stand that. Absolutely. Strength card in reverse. The motherfucker don't have any power. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. This is the we're in the evening time. Yes. No. He don't have that. You do. Yeah, all this stuff is nothing but a distraction. It's misinformation. And you believing it. Don't believe it. This is the 5 of Wands in reverse. It's a lie. It's a scheme that Todd set up. Queen of Wands reverse. It's deceit. Please. He's lying. It's not true. No, it's not true. Cut that nigga off stat. Excuse me. Get your plan together. Do what you need to do. But you need to ease on up out of there for real. Because that is foolish and harmful. He's a manipulator. He's wrong. He's trying to control you by way of manipulating you. If I got to manipulate to keep you, yikes. And in what other ways is he limiting your elevation and your expansion? In what other ways has he become more cage than confidant? More contraption, child, than what's the whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Hell, it's a trap. Yeah, no, cut him off. Not helpful, just harmful. He's a liar and a manipulator. That's why you feel like you can't have your emotional feelings and stuff, and he not honoring that. Because he is gaslighting you. That's why. He's gaslighting you. Remember what we said earlier. You could cleanse and do all that, but if the rotten egg is still in the room, you're going to have to keep cleansing. I will get a physical action plan together to remove yourself from this person from your life, you from that person, or that person from you. Y'all live together? Mm-hmm. When y'all live, y'all got a home, or y'all renting, or y'all got an apartment? When is the lease up? Because hell, renting. Uh-huh. When that what month that lease up? Now what will be sickening? Let me see. Now that hoe was up. It's month to month. I think it's a year when it'll be. Then it'll. It's month to month. I think it's month to month. Okay, wait a minute. It's a year. Then it'll be November, I think. So you're in a month to month thing. So you can get out that hoe any month you want to. Is that what you're telling me? Sweetie, listen. Get your plan together. That's get your plan together and get out. If it's month to month, okay. If it's a year, okay, November. Well, figure it out so you can get up out of there. Hell, because he's clearly a chop, and that's also why it's hard because he been playing mind games, mental abuse, emotional abuse, and have you like what's that Nicki Minaj song? That's how. This is what's going on. But I'm telling you, he's lying. It's not true. And you deserve better. And you deserve better as soon as possible. But first, you got to do the thing that's hard for you to do. But let me encourage you. You can do hard things. You can do hard things well and successfully. You're welcome. Hug, 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 hug. All right, this is a good talk, y'all. I love y'all from a light filled place. I got some work to do. I got to make some phone calls. Do the right thing, okay? You can do hard things, and you can do them well, and you can do them successfully, okay? You can do it well. You can do it successfully. Yes, you can. Because you have. Think about all the hard ass shit that you've done before and you've already survived through. Come on now. Here's the thing. We tend to think stuff is so hard because we be thinking it's new. This ain't the first time you had to release something or somebody that ain't did the motherfucking shit they supposed to do. This ain't the first time you had to take a leap. This ain't the first time you've had to pivot. You already know how to do this. Stop acting like you have forgot. Okay? All right, y'all. Love ya. Talk to you later, everybody. Peace and prosperity.